Hi, my name is Marissa. I'm the director of the dance costume shop here at North Carolina School of the Arts, and today I'm going to show you how to paint your shoes. This year, the ballet dress code at UNCSA expanded to include the choice to wear flesh-colored tights and shoes. So you've chosen your tights color, and now you wonder, how am I going to get my shoes to match? So I'm going to show you how to paint your shoes at home with a couple of easy steps. I've gone ahead and made a couple of mixes for you to get started from, and we'll put a link to the recipes for those mixes on the website. I've done 4 different shades: a light beige, a warm tan, a cool brown, and a warm brown for you to choose from as a starting point. And you definitely will want to experiment with tweaking the color combinations so that they'll be just right for you. And something to keep in mind is that choosing a color or mixing a color that matches your tights and choosing a color that matches your skin might be 2 different recipes. So here are the supplies you're going to need. I like to use Angelus leather paint. All of the color combinations that are listed on the website include the same 4 colors, which are white, brown, red, and yellow. Angelus comes in a lot of different size containers, but for an individual, you probably won't need to buy any more than a 4 ounce and possibly 1 ounce in some colors. Other supplies you will need are a container for mixing. Plastic Tupperware does just fine. And you need paintbrushes. I like to use a 2-inch flat brush and about a 10 or a 12 size round brush. You will need measuring spoons and masking tape and paper towels or newspapers, something to stuff your shoes with, and a measuring cup for water. Gloves are optional. I will be putting gloves on before I paint because it does tend to get a little bit messy. Now you've got all your supplies and you know the color combination that you're going to try, but before you start painting, you need to prep your shoes. For ballet shoes, I usually paint them brand new right out of the bag, but for point shoes, you definitely want to break them in and sew them first. So go ahead and attach your ribbons, attach your elastics the way you like to. The only thing I recommend not doing before you paint is adding any sort of glue or hardener to them. You'll want to wait until after you've painted the shoe because any of the area that has glue on it won't absorb the paint as well. Okay, so you've sewn and you've broken in your shoes. The next thing that you're going to do is tape off the bottom of the sole. I use masking tape, and I just cover the entire sole of the shoe so that no paint will get on it. And then with your newspaper or your paper towel, you're gonna wanna stuff it tautly so that it helps kind of hold the shape of the shoe while you're painting. You wanna make sure that you leave your elastic out and your ribbon out and possibly your drawstring out so that you are making sure you paint anything that is actually going to come up against your tights or your skin. Another thing that I'd like to note is that when I'm painting shoes flesh color, a ballet shoe, I like to order them in pink as available, even for the men, because painting these mixes on a white shoe will look different than painting these mixes on a pink shoe. I also really like how pink shoes come with a beige sole, and I think once the shoe is painted a flesh color, it just looks a lot more natural because white shoes come with a gray sole, and I think those tend to stand out more on stage. So your shoes are prepped, we're ready to start mixing the paint. So we'll start with 1 tablespoon of white, 3/4 teaspoon of brown, 1/4 teaspoon of yellow, 1/2 teaspoon of red, and 1/4 cup of water. Once your paint and water are mixed, you're ready to start. Take your 2-inch flat brush and go right across the top of the box. I always like to do the box or the toe first because it's the part that we see the most of. Then I flip the shoe over and I go right along the edge of the sole. This is where having that flat brush comes in handy. If I'm doing a ballet shoe especially, the round brush is nice to get into the gathered area under the toe. Sometimes the drawstring area will require a little more paint than the satin area does because it's made out of cotton and it absorbs the paint. Go ahead and paint your elastics and your ribbons as well. You just need to carefully spread them out afterwards so they don't lay on top of the shoe as they dry. Now leave your shoes to dry for a few hours and bring out your tights to check and see if you're happy with the match. If you're not totally happy with the color, that happens all the time too. You may want to do a second coat. Second coats, I do that all the time, but I would really recommend trying not to do more than 2 coats because it will overly stiffen the shoe. I hope this tutorial gave you the confidence to get started in painting your shoes. Like I said, check out the webpage for a couple of recipes to get you started, and thank you for watching.